Hi guys, so I'm back with a new video and let's talk about Drop. Back with another Blumhouse film. Actually, it has been a few months since we've seen one, or at least that I've seen one. But I feel like this film is very much like on brand with what we have been seeing this year. Like I don't know, Companion, Novocaine, some other films that have been released but I haven't got the chance to watch. But I feel like this year a lot of like movies and horror movies are leaning more towards like a bit of comedy, a bit of like romance as well, which I'm not mad at, and I was very like interested in this film. I wasn't expecting anything like super deep or like a really heavy or meaningful film. This I just went into it thinking it would be a popcorn film, something just to enjoy and be entertained. And yeah, I guess let's just get to it. So, if you don't know what this film is about, I didn't know much either when I went and saw the film, as I usually do. But this is about a girl, a woman, that goes on her like first date with this guy after her like ex-husband dying. And during this date she starts getting some messages, weird messages and phone calls, and like something is up, and yeah, there's something going on with her and someone is like taunting her through her phone. There are a few actors in this film, but I would say like the main two are Megan Fahey and Brendan Sklenar. I totally butchered his name, but you might know him from It Ends With Us, maybe some other things, but this is where I know him from. And Megan Fahey, I think like the first thing with her that comes to mind is The White Lotus, the second season. And I guess supposed that let's get to my thoughts. So honestly, this was exactly what I was expecting and exactly what I wanted it to be. This is not like a heavy or meaningful, like really deep film. It's just something really cheesy. And when you go into it, this is what you should be expecting. I haven't seen the trailer, but from people that have seen the trailer, the film has exactly that vibe, so you can't really go into the film expecting anything more. It's just a popcorn, easy to watch film. More of a thriller, I would say. I know this is categorized as horror, but there's not a lot of horror elements, and the horror elements are actually my main criticism. So the film is like a thriller for most of it, with a lot of suspense. You're just trying to figure out who's doing this to her and how is she going to get out of this situation. And it's one of those films where you spend a lot of time, just at least I do, because this is my type of film, I would say. You spend a lot of time just thinking what you would do in her situation. And I like that her character isn't dumb. Like, she really tries everything to just get out of it and to outsmart the person that is like threatening her, and the person that's doing this to her. So I like that. I liked that she's not dumb and she's not those characters that do dumb things. Or at least I think I would try and do some things just like she did, or something similar. I want to believe that I would try to get out of the situation and just not do what this person wants her to do. So that's a good thing. Where the film just like goes downhill are like the last 15 minutes, when everything is like, when she figures out what's going on, who this person is, and when there's like a twist of sorts. The film just goes to some places that are just way too unbelievable, and yeah, it's just too much, too cheesy. I couldn't get into it, or I mean, I couldn't get into those like last 15 minutes, because everything up until that point I was super engaged. As I said, I was trying to figure out what I would do and like just outsmart this person. So I was into it, but then those last 15 minutes and some other things they just put you off. Like there's some elements when it comes to the cinematography that some of them I really enjoyed. I thought the film was really unique and it tried to do some things different, but some of those things were just way too much, way too cheesy, and I believe it's the intent, because this film, I don't think it's a film that you should really take seriously. Like, it's a fun watch, but it was just a little bit too much. So I was on board with most of it, but some things were way too unbelievable. But at the end of the day, I would say I enjoyed it. I had a good time. As I said, I was invested. It's a bit unrealistic at times, but I could get past that. Just not those like the last 15 minutes were just way too crazy. But like the majority of the film is really enjoyable. I was into it, and yeah, I would recommend it. And I also know, as I said, this is my type of film. I would compare this a little bit to Locked, because this has like those like games being played and someone trapped in a situation and trying to get out. So I really like those type of films, but this one is way more like cheesy and comedic than Locked, which is the intent. And yeah, I also really liked the romantic part of this film, so yeah, I enjoyed it. So with that said, let's get to my scores. So overall, I'm gonna give the film a 3 out of 5. I know I would say highly of the film, but you have to keep in mind that this is not a super serious film. It's a popcorn film, and although I was into it and I like the story, I like the acting, it is a little bit too cheesy. So yeah, I almost gave it a 3.5, but I just couldn't because of all the unrealistic stuff that happens at the end of the film. But I would still recommend it if you think this is your type of film. It's one of those that I think are like rewatchable, at least like watching it a second time to just see if you caught everything, and just like knowing who's doing this and trying to catch all the hints. So yeah, this is one that I will definitely be rewatching because I like this type of films. Cinematography, I'm gonna give it a 3 as well. Yeah, a 3. Because, as I said, there's some like stylistic choices that I enjoyed and some that were a bit too, cheesy again. Yeah, just too much. And originality, I mean, I think I'm gonna give it a 2.5 out of 5. I don't know if this is super original. We have seen this type of story before. Something about it is interesting and it pulls you in. I don't know what it is. There's something about it that is captivating. Maybe it's the leads. I don't know. There's something about it that I was really into it. But I don't think this is a super original story. So, yeah. So guys, these are my thoughts on Drop. I know this is not for everyone, but it was for me. And I think if you want something light and just something to entertain you and just to glue you and just, trying to figure out a mystery and like a fun, cheesy film, I think you'll like this one and I would recommend it. I think it's worth a watch regardless, but I also would say to watch it at the cinema because it is a fun time. So yeah, if you have seen the film, please tell me in the comments what you thought. Did you enjoy it or did you think it was a bit too much? If you haven't seen it yet, tell me if you are planning on watching it. And yeah, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!